up? It's Matt the Murdaman. You're watching the Matt the Murdaman Horror Collection update. This is my Batman collection. A small portion of it that I have displayed, mostly having to do with the first 1989 Tim Burton Batman movie. A little bit of Batman Returns, a little bit of the animated series, pretty much like my childhood stuff. All these items I had as a child, except for that penguin. And of course that movie was bought when I was an adult. Anyways, let's get to the horror stuff. This is a horror review. And the Mortal Kombat action figures. Those, I took some of my horror posters down because I want to wait till I get frames for them. I'll put this stuff up. And starting the horror collection. Here we go. Starting with the newest stuff I've acquired. First of all, it's not a collectible or anything, but this is a machete that I bought from a small store in Pasadena, Texas. I say Texas because I don't want anybody to be confused with Pasadena, California. And it's a pretty accurate looking machete to what Jason uses, I would think. Maybe the handle's a little lighter than usual, but other than that, it's pretty cool. And it came with that green, with the army green holster for it, which kind of reminds me of like Jason's green shirt. So it's pretty cool on display with the Friday the 13th stuff. And these are my part 6 figure. This is something I just acquired. Is the I don't want to mispronounce the guy's name, but and I'm sorry for not knowing it off the top of my dome, but this is the guy who played the first Jason, which was the little kid version of Jason that you see coming out of the lake. And we met him at a horror convention a couple of months back, and maybe a little longer than that, but yeah, I got that autograph, and he was a cool dude, man. I was actually talking to him about NECA Figures because I was asking him if he actually owned a NECA the action figure they actually made of him, and he said yeah, he did own one, and he showed me a picture of it on his phone, which he had put a little leather jacket on it, like it was one of those keychain leather jackets, and he put it on the actual figure of himself, which I thought was pretty funny. These are another pretty new addition to my collection. This is Hannibal Lecter. These are the I just now started collecting some of these, which are the Mego original company that made these types of cloth figures. It made a comeback and wasn't really into them at first, which is kind of strange because I was obsessed with Migos as a kid. But I just wasn't really liking the looks of them because NECA was putting out the cloth figures that looked way better. So when the Migos vintage look came out, it was cool, but I was like, man, I'm already collecting the cloth NECAs, and those are expensive as it is. So I'm gonna chill with the Migos. But eventually I started seeing things like the Reagan from The Exorcist figure, and of course my favorite Christopher Lee Dracula, complete with the trying to get the light to shine, complete with the red bloodshot eyes, which I always thought was so dope. The main reason I love the Christopher Lee Dracula so much is because of his bloodshot eyes that they always showed close-ups on. So I think I've spent enough camera time on those. Moving on. I always do that, man. I'm going to try to make this video a little shorter than usual because I start rambling and they usually come out pretty long. This is my Addams Family. This is my reaction figure collection, starting with Phantom of the Opera, Frankenstein, Dracula, Wolfman, and this is the more, these are the modern horror slasher collection. This is the first Michael Myers made by NECA. As far as I know, it's the first one they made, and I kept that one sealed. A lot of this stuff I've already told you in past videos, but just an update. Henrietta from Evil Dead. That was Ozzy up there, and the old school Freddy. 1980s, or I think that came out in 88 or something. It's like a little goofy looking Freddy figurine. We got Ghostface. Oh, this is part of the mask collection, and you know what? That's a bonus on this video, because I never show y'all my actual mask collection, which isn't really much, but it's pretty cool. So I thought I'd show it on this one. But this would be in addition to that. It's this custom Jason mask that I actually painted and weathered and everything myself. I bought the basic mask, which I'll show you in a little bit, and just painted it and followed directions of a YouTube video, which was I think I watched Big Hush. Shout out to Big Hush, which showed me how to make these, how to paint them. Got the Matchbox Freddy. Matchbox Freddy talking doll with the pull string. Got the Michael Myers Trick or Treat Studio mask. It's another, my main, probably most expensive or cool mask I have. It's just a basic Trick or Treat Studios one. It hasn't been rehauled or anything. I want to get it rehauled though. We got the Michael Myers Spencer Gifts doll and the Crypt Keeper Spencer Gifts doll. Got the NECA Freddy Krueger glove. Got this skull that my uncle gave me for Christmas one year. It was a model kit. You had to build it, and basically my dad built it for me because I was only like 8 or 9 years old or something, and I couldn't do it myself. And down to here we have my NECA cloth figures. We have Pamela Voorhees here, which is one of my favorite ones because it just looks dope. The zombie version of her coming out the lake at the end of part 2, I believe. We got Russ Thorn here from Slumber Party Massacre. One of my favorite cult classic B-movie horror flicks. There's the box behind them. We got Freddy, of course, the first one I ever bought. Nightmare 1, Freddy. We got Halloween 2, Michael Myers. Got him posing like he's jabbing the scalpel at the end of the movie when she shoots him in the eyes. So it came with that mold, that face. Pretty dope, man. I love that NECA figure. I love that Michael Myers. And we got the trick-or-treaters from Halloween 3. Got her sitting on the TV, the witch. I think it's a girl. And we got the Pumpkin Man. And that's their other changeable heads. They got like the bugs and worms, snakes and shit coming out of their face. Here goes Candyman, which is one of the dopest ones they've made. And man, I really hope, NECA, if you're out there watching this, man, I really hope y'all make an ultimate Candyman. It's what I want most for my ultimate collection, which I'm about to get into shortly. But man, this, like, I wished this would come out back before it came out, like, and I wrote it as a comment somewhere. And next thing you know, they made it exactly how I wanted it, like with the chest with the bees in it, and the changeable head with the bees in his mouth. They did a damn good job on that Candyman. I really like that figure. Then we got Chucky and Herbert West from the Reanimator. So that's the last one I bought, I believe, was the Herbert West. That's like the newest cloth figure I have. Okay, now finally got to properly display my McFarlane collection. You see, we got Norman Bates, Leatherface. I actually just opened this Leatherface. I had it sealed. My mom actually bought it for me for my birthday or something. Yeah, for my birthday, and I just decided, since I have all of these other McFarlanes opened, I would open it because it just looked cool with all of these guys. I got Michael Myers, the first one I ever bought. I think that was probably the first horror figure I ever bought, was that Michael Myers right there. And that was back when it came out in like 99 or some 98 or 99. We have the Chucky, Pumpkinhead, and Candyman. And these lights work, but they're all out of batteries right now. So usually I have like green and red and blue lights shining on these. But I couldn't do it this time because, okay, this is an 8-ball cane that belonged to one of my uncles. Vampirella. Got the Mezco Michael Myers, which is fucking one of my favorite figures. This is like one of the dopest figures I own. I love the size of it and how it has the cloth, the real cloth clothes and shit, and every little small detail of everything. And the freshest part is the light up pumpkin and the tombstone that feels like it's actually concrete or yeah, like brick or whatever. Here's the second horror figures I ever owned that came in a 2-pack, which is the McFarlane Friday 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy and Jason 2-pack, Vampirella comic. This is my books, which got quite a bit of horror stuff in here. There goes a Creature from the Black Lagoon. These two were given to me by an aunt. They used to work at a comic book shop when I was a kid. Got Scary Stories, Tale in the Dark, Dracula, Rat Salad, Black Sabbath. We got a lot of horror stuff in there. A Stephen King collection. Freddy comic book. There's a lot more Fangorias behind that one, which I'll go through them one day. I think I might have on a past video before. Halloween comic. And now to my NECA Ultimate Collection. Starting with Leatherface. One of my favorite Ultimates is this Leatherface. Here goes the Halloween 2 Michael. Friday 13th Part 3 Jason. Part 1 Freddy. Part 2 Freddy. That's one of my favorite ones also, man. Freddy looks evil. Got Chucky. Oh shit, almost cut me. Got Chucky with the straight razor. I still haven't changed that, and my stands are all dusty right now, so you'll have to excuse that. Got Pinhead, and that Pinhead is so dope, man. Pennywise, I gotta repose him too. I think I'm gonna put his balloons back. Pamela's head right there by the campfire, which she actually came with another Jason, I believe. Or no, did she come with part 2, Jason? I can't remember. This is Friday the 13th, part 4, Jason, which is one of the best Friday the 13th. This is a really new addition to my collection right here, which is Ghostface from Scream. I really like this one. I thought it was gonna become. I always find Ghostface kind of boring, but man, this one this was a pretty cool figure. It came with a lot of cool shit, especially this giant Reaper sickle thing or whatever it's called. I forget what those are called. And then we have Freddy from part 3, of course. I still have him with the syringe fingers. I don't think I'll ever change that Freddy. I like those fingers too much. Little puppet Freddy, which Todd McFarlane Toys called that puppet Freddy Pal. I don't know if that was something they made up or if it was actually named that by one of the creators of it, or I don't know. And we got Roy Burns from part 5. The part 5 box hanging because I kind of ran out of room thanks to that extra big Freddy part 2 box. Nightmare on Elm Street part 2 box. Oh, and then we can't forget about Annabelle. And behind Roy Burns is Sam from Trick or Treat. This flaming pumpkin thing. This is another guy I hope they make an ultimate figure of, which is Hannibal Lecter from Silence of the Lambs. Dope ass figure. This is the old NECA figure. It's not an ultimate, it was just one of the first figures they put out. I forgot what that series was called. This is also an older NECA figure. I know that's not from, like the arms and that face are not from the same scene, but I just posed them like that because it looks cool. I don't really care about the accuracy. And here we have another Hannibal Lecter, which is really dope. Another old NECA figure. Shadows come out of this. But yeah, this is a really cool Hannibal Lecter figure. If I'm not mistaken, the first line of horror figures NECA made were these Hellraiser figures. I only own Pinhead, but they made all the other Cenobites as well. Behind these figures, y'all can see my horror movie DVD collection. I have Pennywise. That's the bloody variant, GameStop exclusive. Comes with Georgie's arm. Michael Myers 2018, which Halloween Kills is coming out. I'm sure they'll be making a figure for that. It's another part 4 Jason, unmasked. And another old NECA Ghostface figure. A lot of the horror comedies and like Addams Family and stuff. Elvira, Full Moon Productions, and a little bit of Blu-rays because I was late on the Blu-ray game, so a little behind on that. These are music related DVDs, a lot of Insane Clown Posse and Twisted stuff. And the rest of my DVDs, a little bit of everything, a lot of comedies and stuff. Just nothing to do with horror. So let's move on to the last segment of this horror collection, which will be my small mask collection that I own. Here we have a basic ghost face mask, still attached. Still got the card attached to it. Zombie version of the screen, the ghost face mask. Which I had the tag attached to that one for the longest, but for some stupid reason I took it off. This is one of my favorite masks I own, man. This is like a skeleton, a Grim Reaper mask from Family Dollar. Which, they had a pumpkin one and a witch one that I should have bought, because they were kind of mimicking Halloween 3 with that year. I know they were, they had to have been. They had them all displayed together, and it was like just those three, and maybe a few other. I think they had a clown one. Anyways, this was part of the series of that Family Dollar series of masks. But only it actually had teeth at first. But I cut the teeth out. I tried to and I cut the eyes out a little bit more. Or it might have had eyeballs on it, and I cut the eyeballs out. I just tried to customize it so it would look a little cooler. I also used it for, tried to do my own horror review show, and I made a commercial for it, like coming soon. I turned that devil mask inside out and used it as a mask because it just looked really weird, like a deformed looking face. This is a ghoul mask that also had teeth that I cut out for some weird reason. It's like I would put like a black mask behind that so that you only see black. That's the way I was the look I was going for with these customized Family Dollar mask collection. I got the skull, the devil, and the ghoul. Like I said, they also had a pumpkin and a witch, just like Halloween 3. Here is a Michael Myers. This was a licensed Michael Myers mask, just the mold of his face. And I just thought it was pretty cool. It was actually my nephew's, and my sister was like gonna throw it away or something. I was like, no way, you gotta give me that. Just because it was in like a box of Halloween junk that she didn't want. So this is a basic drugstore Jason mask, something you would get at Walgreens or maybe Walmart or Kmart. Definitely Walmart or Kmart, you would get these. It's probably the first place I ever bought one of those from. And yeah, I used to try and collect, like, got the solid white, the glow in the dark, and then I would buy some. Well, I also have a silver one that I customized with one of those heat up like wood carver things, I think. And I wasn't really going for movie accuracy. I just kind of customized it, put a lot of holes in it and shit. Cracked it up and made that. Almost looks like it's about to snap. That piece is about to snap off, but that's just the way I customized it. This is a solid white one that I customized the same way. You can even see like the brown from the burning. That was years ago, about 2010 or 2011 maybe when I did that. Somewhere around there. This is one of those weird Jason masks with the cage looking mouth that I cut in half and made into like pretty much try to make it look like a muzzle, Hannibal Lecter muzzle. I saw Ice-T did that on the back of one of his album covers. On the back with the track list, you can see him like wearing that on stage. It's like, oh, I was like, man, that's just a cut in half Jason mask. I think he might have used one with the holes instead, but I always thought the one with the caged mouth was perfect for that. So customize me a Hannibal muzzle, even though it's not brown. These are just my ninja masks. It's like a wintertime, like face cover type of mask that looks like a ninja, almost like a Mortal Kombat ninja mask. This is really like my Mortal Kombat ninja mask because you can actually pull that down and like put the face cover mask. You can use it exactly like a Scorpion or Sub-Zero mask. But I think this is just like one of those COVID masks that I bought, but the whole face covering type. It looked exactly like a ninja mask though, so I thought it's dope and worthy of putting in my collection. This is a luchador. It's just wrinkled up, but that's the eyes and the nose. It doesn't have a mouth opening. And you can kind of see like the little pleather part with it's a real cheap one from like the Mexican border or something. I forgot where it's from. Now this is how I made that custom Jason mask I showed y'all earlier with one of these. You just buy one of these boys with the snap-on straps. I'm pretty sure you can find them at any of your Halloween outlets. And you just like sand that shit off, all that shitty painting on it, sand it down kind of, and then like not too much but just a little, and then you just prime it and paint it. And then after you do that, you weather it, you scratch it up, and you get sandpaper and make scuffs and shit on it, and then you just spray, if you want, spray a coat of gloss over that, and you have this.